Did it go with your song? Oh, I hope you liked it. I hope the song liked the words because the words love the song.
The song liked the words.
Mrs. Gibbons.
Hello, darling.
I'd like to let you know, I've examined Elizabeth, and she is very fit and healthy and will make a wonderful nurse to our darling Letitia.
Oh, that's marvelous. I'm so sorry about your own child, Elizabeth. That's dreadful.
Thank you.
What was your child's name, or does she have a name yet? Oh, that would be horrible. I don't know what's worse, frankly. A name or no name yet. Oh, I need to stop talking. When death comes up, I just ramble on and on. I'll stop now.
His name was Henry Douglas.
Oh, a boy.
Yes.
Have you buried him yet?
He's buried at the churchyard, All Souls. He was baptized before he died, and for that I'm grateful.
Oh yes, baptism, at least. It's a comfort. He's in heaven now.
I don't like to talk about Henry Douglas, ma'am.
No, of course you wouldn't. Forgive me.
Elizabeth has 2 other boys, 2 lovely boys, very well behaved.
Oh, what a relief. We hope to have extra children, just in case. That is to say, more children. I would love to have a great big broad, all climbing over the furniture. Furniture is so dead. That is to say, so lifeless. I mean, just so sad without children.
I don't have any children.
Oh, what a pity.
Would you like to meet the baby?
Yes, sir.
Catherine, please bring the baby to Elizabeth. Mrs. Daldry, why don't you come with me?
Yes, Doctor.
Elizabeth, when the milk comes in, can you feel any love for the child?
I try not to think of love. I try not to think of Henry Douglas.
Of course. Do you want more children, Elizabeth? That is a tactless question. You don't need to answer. Forgive me. Sometimes I say whatever's is in my head. I want more children, and my husband desperately wants more children. But I am afraid of another birth, aren't you? When I gave birth, I remember so clearly the moment her head was coming out of my body. I thought, why would any irrational creature do this twice, knowing what I know now? And then she came out and clambered right onto my breast and tried to eat me. She was so hungry it terrified me, her hunger. And I thought, is that the first emotion? Hunger? And not hunger for food, but wanting to eat other people, specifically one's mother. And then I thought, isn't it strange? Isn't it strange about Jesus? That is to say, about Jesus being a man. For it is women who are eaten, who turn their bodies into food. I gave up my own blood. There was so much blood, and I gave up my body. But I couldn't feed her, could not turn my body into food. And she was so hungry. I suppose that makes me an inferior kind of woman. And a very inferior kind of Jesus. Oh dear, you said you were very religious. That must have sounded.
I was very religious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
thought of Jesus while I was giving birth, like you, but I wasn't thinking about why he was a man. I was thinking, please save me, Jesus. And he did. Now, why he didn't save my Henry, I don't know, so I stopped believing in him.
Oh. Ah, the electricity is back.
Hello.
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 You look refreshed.
Do I?
Oh, yes. Would you play us something on the piano? I'm sure Elizabeth would love to hear you play.
I have to get back to my boys for supper.
Stay for just one song.
All right.
Very abruptly for Italy. I see. It was a terrible shock. I'd been studying in Florence for the year. They are exacting masters over there. The line must be just so, the proportion just so. There's no freedom. You sharpen your pencil with a knife as Leonardo sharpened his pencil. It was heaven. Not to have freedom. No freedom in art, but in life. Life. The peaches there tasted like peaches, the rain like rain. I met the woman in question in Florence, a very beautiful woman. I know no one ever said I fell in love with the woman in Italy, a very ugly woman, but she was beautiful. Perhaps not classically, but never mind. We met at the Uffizi. She was looking at all the sculptures with no embarrassment at all. I painted her face all summer. When she kissed with her whole body, not like American women who only kiss with their lips.
Mm-hmm.
You are perhaps shocked, Doctor, that I kissed her before marriage. I am a devotee of nature, and wish to avoid the fate of my boyhood friend. On his wedding night, he was repulsed by his wife's body. He said when he disrobed her for the first time, he saw something monstrous. What? What? I asked. She had body hair, he said down there, like a beast. You see, he had only seen the female form in marble statues, no body hair. You are a scientist, that must amuse you.
What men do not observe, because their intellect prevents them from seeing, would fill many books.
Indeed.
That you are in depth need of treatment, but I would like to know beforehand, what happened to your friend?
He's now a very, very famous art critic. His marriage went unconsummated for 3 years, and then was annulled. I did not wish such a fate for myself, and so, while lips were willing and free and soft, I kissed them. Oh yes, I kissed them. She did not come from a good family, and her English was not very good, but I did not care. Her soul leapt out of her eyes. When I painted her, I felt I could paint souls. Her soul hovered just here. I could see it. So when I painted 2 inches away from her eyes, not the eyes themselves, it was a revelation. I digress.
You know, let's get you to the treatment room.
Okay.
Alright, after that speech, I'm just going to prescribe you the X9000 treatment. So if you don't mind just dressing in your under things and getting on the table, I'll make my preparations. First will be a poncho to avoid any type of repercussions from me being in the splash zone. Then of course, for sanitation purposes, a fair set of medical gloves. You see, what we'll be using on you today is the Chattahooga Vibrator. The X9000 edition, an invention of mine.
Looks big.
I prefer to use the word effective. Now, I will take every measure to make sure this is the most comfortable experience. And make sure that it is properly prepared. Now, if you don't mind, rolling over to the side here, I'll go ahead and activate. And if you just relax. Oh, God. Oh!